So not only did Pat Morita give you guys the Asian American experience through film, not only did he try his best to at least give y'all a little bit of crumbs, a little bit of the experience of actual Asian culture, a part of this franchise, but fam, he lived this life. Yeah, he'd know a thing or two. Yeah, you want to talk about representation? This, my friend, is the ultimate form of representation, fam. So recently, Ralph Macchio gets pressed by the critics about the Karate Kid franchise being too white and saying there's not enough Asians in the show and not enough Asian representation. Well, to that, I want to say they haven't been watching the show, Cobra Kai. And two, they haven't seen any of the fucking movies, because if they did see any of the movies, they would know that there was plenty of Asian representation in those movies and Asian culture representation in those movies, especially the second one, especially Karate Kid Part 2. And they would also know that there's Asian American culture implemented in those movies as well. Whoever these quote-unquote critics are fucking idiots. Because Ralph Macchio decided to clap back at them and give them straight facts. Ralph Macchio, if we go down here, he says, look, people have said it's a very white cast for a while, that it didn't dive into the Asian story. And then he goes down here, he says, but I always say this, the film was ahead of its time because it was a popcorn movie that talked about Japanese internment camps during World War II. Facts. Pat always says that the scene that he talks about his child and his wife being, that he lost them in the camps, that one earned him his Oscar nomination. Right here, right now, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. Pat Morita was nominated for an Oscar. Pat Morita, an Asian American actor, was nominated for an Oscar. And yet, in 2022, we still have people saying there's no Asian representation. And there never was any Asian representation. And to that, I would say, look at the Karate Kid franchise. Again, especially Karate Kid Part 2. You have to be a fucking idiot to think that Pat Morita put all his blood, sweat, and tears, literally, blood, sweat, and tears, into the Karate Kid franchise for y'all to shit on it and say that there's no Asian representation, that there's no Asian culture representation, when they literally went, I believe it was Okinawa to be specific. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on the location. But Okinawa, because it's been a while since I watched the second one, but Okinawa in Karate Kid Part 2. Did they not do that? So now they're just making up shit just to make up shit. That's like me going and going to the Mummy franchise. You know, the Mummy with Brendan Fraser, that whole franchise. That's like me going to the Mummy franchise and saying, you know what? Y'all didn't have any real Egyptians in this fucking thing. So yeah. Why didn't that happen? So first of all, why are you going to Ralph Macchio about the optics of fucking weirdos about the original Karate Kid franchise? The fuck? I would not keep my composure if after all these years, my hard work and a man who really influenced Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita, both of them put their, one could say, life's work into this franchise alone. And guess what? You have these weirdos that call themselves journalists because they have the ability to waddle around with a fucking microphone and get access to celebrities and ask them and confront them about dumb shit like this. That is what we're dealing with. Here's some more facts for y'all. Pat himself spent 2 years in the camps, so it had double meaning and some depth. So not only did Pat Morita give you guys the Asian American experience through film, not only did he try his best to at least give y'all a little bit of crumbs, a little bit of the experience of actual Asian culture, a part of this franchise, but fam, he lived this life. He spent 2 years in the Japanese internment camps. Yeah, he'd know a thing or two. Yeah, you want to talk about representation? This, my friend, is the ultimate form of representation, fam. It's too white. It doesn't have this. It doesn't have that. Think about the story. Where in the story of Karate Kid did it need more Asian representation? Did it call for them to actually have more Asian characters in the story? Or was it about character fucking development? This dude is a freaking legend. He ended up owning these critics without saying anything stupid, without reacting in a way they shouldn't. What they did is they brought their opinions. They brought their opinions to Ralph Macchio about something that he spent his entire life's work on. And he shut them down real quick. He said, no. There's Asian representation in the Karate Kid franchise. And as a matter of fact, go back to 2 years ago when I did a video about this after I did the season 3 review of Cobra Kai a couple years ago. I did another video shortly after talking about this very same issue where people were trying to call out Cobra Kai for being, quote-unquote, too white and not having, quote-unquote, enough Asians in the show.
David Nakayama says, there's no major Asian character in Cobra Kai? Really? So someone says, what? Do all Asians know karate now? I really like that response. David Nakayama says, he replies back to this person. He says, you're missing the point. Karate Kid was that rare movie that featured a prominent Japanese... Yep, see, here we go. Anyways, Pat Morita looks like my dad, and subconsciously that meant a lot to me. See, here we go. This fucking stupid idiot. All right, he says, the show feels empty and weirdly whitewashed. Oh, my God. Weirdly whitewashed without him. It's just a huge missed opportunity. Is it really a missed opportunity? There's no Asian characters in a prominent role on the show? Am I sitting here complaining there's no black people that have prominent roles on the show? That's like me watching Sons of Anarchy and saying, why aren't there any prominent black characters? When should they ever care about putting in a character just based off the fact of they're Asian? Oh, they're Asian, we got to do it. They're black, we got to put them in there. They're white, we got to put them in there. They're Hispanic, we need another Hispanic person to put in there too. Diversity, right? People want to put agenda before characters. People want to put agenda before the story, which is why people can't really resonate.
You can't make this shit up, man. You cannot make this shit up. But anyways, I had to share this with you guys because y'all know I'm a big Cobra Kai fan. I'm a big Karate Kid franchise fan to begin with. So for Ralph Macchio, I was afraid that when I clicked on this article, he was going to cape to them. He was going to bend the knee. Ralph Macchio, instead of bending the knee, he actually did a fucking roundhouse kick on him and said, hey, look, y'all. Next one going to be in y'all ass next time y'all come up to me talking about some damn Karate Kid franchise was too white. Fuck out of here with that shit. It's your boy Korn. It's Half-Ass Pod. Hit that like, that subscribe. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. I am OUT.